This movie teaches you a good lesson. If you're driving through the desert Southwest with just you and your wife, try to be careful. Let's talk about it. Hey, welcome back to my channel. Hope everyone's doing well out there. And today we're going to head back to 90s thriller territory with 1997's Breakdown. This film came out May 2nd of 1997. It's rated R. I actually saw this that summer with a couple friends of mine. It's an hour and 33 minutes long, had a budget of $36 million, and upon release it made a little over $50 million. So it was a little bit of a hit for Kurt Russell and Jonathan Mostow, the writer-director. Jonathan Mostow wrote and directed this film, and he got the idea from a little road trip he took with his wife across Nevada to Vegas. And in this film we have Kurt Russell starring as Jeff Taylor. Kurt Russell was just coming off of Escape from L.A. and Executive Decision the year before. We have Kathleen Quinlan as Amy, his wife. We have a great character actor who's sadly not with us anymore, J.T. Walsh as Red, and he was in A Few Good Men. He was in Needful Things. He was in this. He was in Outbreak. He was in many, Tequila Sunrise, many films. Always fantastic whenever he popped up, and he's terrific here. Another great character actor in this film, MC Gainey as well. And this film is a very simple story. Husband and wife are driving across the desert Southwest of the United States. They're moving from Massachusetts to San Diego, California. They're driving a brand new Jeep Cherokee. And they have a run-in with this pickup truck. They're driving, and Jeff takes his eyes off the road for a second, and this pickup truck pulls out in front of him. He almost hits him, goes around him. They stop at this gas station. Jeff's checking the oil, and he sees that same pickup truck at a pump across the way, and the guy who's there starts walking towards him. And Jeff kind of has like that oh shit look, like I might get into a fight here because this guy's probably pissed. And the guy does give him shit about what happened, and Jeff's like, come on, man. Let's just let it go. I'm sorry it happened. It was an accident. At least nobody was hurt. And the guy begrudgingly walks away. Now, Jeff and Amy get back in their car, and they start driving down the highway. And they have this conversation. She had picked up some junk food in the mini mart. And there was a pack of donuts she got. And on the donuts, there was a contest for you can win $90,000 or 90,000 donuts. And here we get a little bit of their story. Not much. They don't give you total details why they're moving. We get to sense something happened to make them want to uproot their lives in Massachusetts and move across country. And she said $90,000 would solve a lot of problems. And Jeff's like, yes, it would. And that comes into play later. Well, their car breaks down not too long after this. And a truck comes along and offers to give them a ride down to the next diner, driven by Red, J.T. Walsh's character. But Jeff doesn't want to leave the vehicle alone along the stretch of deserted highway. So they decide that Amy will go. The diner's 5 miles down the road. It's called Bell's Diner. And she can call for a tow truck, and they can get the vehicle out of there. So Amy gets in the truck because Red seems like a nice guy, a nice stand-up guy. Don't they all? And she goes. Well, Jeff hangs around there for a while, and he's getting impatient. And he happens to look under the car and notices some wires were pulled apart. He puts them back together, and the vehicle starts right away. So he drives down to the Bell's Diner, and his wife's not there. So he hops back, after having a talk with the guy that runs the place, he hops back in his car and starts driving down to the next town. And he sees Red in his truck, and he follows him and gets in front of him, makes him stop, and he goes, where's my wife? And Red totally acts like he'd never seen him before, or his wife doesn't know what he's talking about. And thankfully, a sheriff pulls up behind them, searches the truck. Amy's not there, lets the trucker go because there's no evidence of foul play, and he encourages Jeff to go into town and see his deputy to fill out a report. Well, anyway, after he does all this, he ends up getting in a little bit of a chase. He drives the Jeep Cherokee into a river and swims for it while Earl shoots at him, and then he gets caught anyway. And what they're doing is they're holding his wife for ransom, and they're questioning him like, how much money do you have in your bank account? Like Amy, Jeff gets the sense that Amy gave them an amount, but he doesn't know what it is. And he's like, I don't know, a little bit of money. There's different accounts. He's like, stop. The guys are like, stop messing with us. There's 3 guys there beating him up a little bit, or 2 guys there, and they want this information. And he's like, and one guy's like, he's no donut king. Let's just kill him now. And it dawns on him the conversation he had in the car about the donut contest. He goes, $90,000, which piques their attention. So they take him in this town, and they meet with Red outside of this town. And he basically says, if you don't get the money, we're going to kill your wife. So he goes into the bank, and he doesn't have $90,000, but he tricks them. He gets as much money as he can out of his accounts, and he wraps them with those tags they put on the bills to make it seem like there's more money than there actually is. And Jeff basically to skip over some things, Jeff turns the tables on them. He follows Red home when they realize they're not getting their money because Jeff did away with Earl, is dead at this point. And Red's there with this other guy, these two other guys that are in on this little group of guys that kidnap people get for ransom money. And we find out he has this big barn. And they take Amy out of his one truck and put her in a freezer in the basement of this barn. And Jeff sees all this stuff they collected over the years from the people they've kidnapped and killed. But Red's wife's not in on it. She has no idea this is going on. We see he has a son and a wife. And she makes breakfast for them. And Jeff goes in and holds them at gunpoint to open a goddamn locked cellar so they can get Amy out, and Amy's still alive. And after they escaped his farm, basically we have what turns into a chase film for the last 15 minutes, some excellent stunt work and vehicle play. And then we have our final fight between Jeff and Red. Jeff kills Red, and him and Amy survive, and we have a happy ending. This film is well paced, well edited, well acted. I mean, we have a great cast here, and they keep the cast pretty small. We do meet some other actors, other people along the way, but they keep the cast small. And it's only an hour and 33 minutes, so it's a very taut thriller. And the pace keeps moving. I mean, we get a little bit of setup. The wife gets kidnapped, and then Jeff's trying to figure out what the hell's going on. And it's just well done. Kurt Russell gives a great performance as the leading man. Everybody else is doing great work here for what they're given to do. It's just a well-done thriller. A little trivia. Dennis Quaid, Bruce Willis, Ed Harris, Mel Gibson were up for the Jeff role, but Kurt Russell was the one that got the role. And there's a point in time right before Red sends Jeff into town to get the money out of the bank. Red says to Jeff, you got 49 minutes before that sheriff comes back into town to get the money and get back here. He goes, let's get this show on the road. And when he says that, there's actually 49 minutes till the end of the film. I thought that was pretty cool. I would give Breakdown a 9 out of 10. It's a really well-done thriller, well shot, well acted, well constructed. If you've never seen it, I highly recommend it. A 9 out of 10 for Breakdown. Have you ever seen this film? Leave a comment down below, let me know. Hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, share this video. I greatly would appreciate that. I will be back next with a little Ozploitation film called Razorback. Until then, I hope everyone's doing well out there, and I'll see you soon. Thanks. Bye.